Bermuda is a small 21 square mile island located in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with a population of about 65,000 people. The capital of Bermuda, known as Hamilton, is located in the middle of the island in the Pembroke Parish. Take a look at this documentary of Hamilton then and now.
Bermuda was established in 1609, and it wasn't until 1815 that the capital had been moved from St. George's to Pembroke. Bermuda has a democratic government that is made up of mainly two parties. The city of Hamilton is home to the Parliament House. Bermuda Parliament was established in 1620. Originally, there was only the House of Assembly. The first session was held in 1620, making Bermuda's Parliament one of the world's oldest legislatures. It wasn't until 1968 that the House of Assembly was joined with the Senate to make up Bermuda's current-day Parliament.
The pound sterling was the official currency of Bermuda until 1970, when a new currency was introduced in the form of a dollar.
Jobs in Bermuda have changed drastically since the 1950s, as we can now hear from the economist Mr. Craig Simmons.
In the 1950s, the main jobs in Bermuda tended to be tourist-based. Most people worked in the hospitality sector either as waiters, busboys, maitres d', and then taxi drivers got a good pick. I mean, it was a good living 50 years ago for cab drivers, even in the 60s.
Yeah.
And then in the 60s, international business came, and that pretty much forever changed Bermuda's economy. And it continued in the 70s.
Okay, so how has it changed really?
Well, rather than having people work in the hospitality industry, they're now working as underwriters, as actuaries, well, not so many Bermudian actuaries, but more as sort of clerks and administrators in the insurance and fund management industry. Well, with respect to tourism, what we call air arrivals, people that come by plane, they spend a lot more money than tourists that come by ship.
Okay.
Of course, people that come by ship already have a place to stay.
Okay.
Their food is taken care of on the ship, and so they're not going to spend a lot of money on island. That's another change that's happened in the tourist industry. So it started out as an industry that when people came to Bermuda, they actually stayed in Bermuda.
Okay.
So even in the beginning, they had cruise ships before airplanes. Tourists would come to Bermuda on a cruise ship, get off the cruise ship, and stay in a hotel.
Oh.
Because the cruise ships weren't very large, they weren't very nice. So the trip across the Atlantic was about all they could tolerate. So once they got on the land, they wanted to stay in a real room.
Yeah, okay.
But then as the ships got bigger, there was no need for people to get off the ship and stay in Bermuda. So that was another major change. That now where the bus boys and the waiters and all those people are on the cruise ships,
Yes.
not contributing directly to Bermuda.
Oh, because they're more like expats and sending their money back to their home country.
Well, they don't even, I mean, it really and truly, when a cruise ship comes into Bermuda, those people who work on the cruise ship, I mean,
Are not Bermudans.
they're not, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's another change. But that speaks to the fact that we need to be always ready for change. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, life does something to you.
Definitely. Definitely.
And the same thing with international business. It's changed.
It has.
A lot of the functions that used to be performed on island are now being outsourced. A lot of the back office functions, like the accounting functions, the HR functions, even many of the legal functions have been, all outsourced off island.
Okay.
So that's a lesson for life.
Prior to 1931, transportation in Bermuda consisted of horse-drawn carriages, bicycles, and the public ferry system. After construction was completed, the first trial run was conducted on October 13, 1931. The trip was made from Hamilton to Somerset. 2 weeks later, on October 30th, the Bermuda Railway was opened for service. The motor coach was established to help tourists travel into Hamilton from St. George's, where the cruise ships docked at the time. The railway also helped locals from either end of the island travel back and forth to work or for shopping in the city. The Bermuda Railway had 15 trains daily travel a 10-mile route from Hamilton to St. George's, and 13 of those trains made a return trip back to Hamilton. The trip took approximately 55 minutes of travel time at 10 miles per hour. As the Bermuda Railway was coming to a close, the Bermuda Omnibus service was introduced in 1945. Still used today, the service divides the island into 14 zones, approximately 2 miles per zone. The Bermuda Public Transportation Board serves tourists, local adults, as well as students and seniors on their daily commute around the island. The 12 routes currently service the entire island, providing sightseeing tours, school buses. You can also charter a party bus that provides transportation to several local bars for a set fee.
Bermuda is very dependent upon other countries for essential items such as food and fuel. As a small island in the middle of an ocean, self-sustenance is near impossible. In the 1700s, Bermuda was exporting limestone to the Turks and Caicos and other destinations for the building of homes. Lilies, as well as various other flowers and vegetables, were exported to New York until 1940. Presently, Bermuda exports are valued at approximately $783 million, mostly in the re-exportation of pharmaceuticals. Our imports are valued at approximately $1.16 billion. We import many things from clothing to fuel, machinery, construction materials, chemicals, food, and animals. The vast majority of these are imported through our Hamilton docks.
In conclusion, Hamilton has developed into a combination of the city that our older generation can so fondly reminisce upon, with a mix of a more modern culture and architecture. It has transformed into our capital city that the young and old have come to love. I think we can speak on behalf of every Bermudian when we say that we believe that Hamilton is one of the best cities worldwide.